What's up, family? Come on in, come on in. I'm back for another show. This time we are going to talk about the Kushite Kemetic origins of Canaan and Sumer, better known as Mesopotamia. So hit the like, share, subscribe button. I'm going to start things off at the 6 minute mark. So hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Right now we are listening to the djembe drums. So sit tight and listen. And then we will begin again at the 6 minute mark. We will be talking about the Kushite Kemetic origins of Canaan and Sumer. Hotep family, like, share, and subscribe. We are going to be getting started here momentarily. So stay put. Hotep family. So, what we are looking at now is two timelines. One is the timeline of Kemet, and the other one is the timeline of what we know now as Mesopotamia. This timeline is from the museum. I want everyone to pay close attention to the start of the timeline. At first glance, you can see that it starts at 8,000 BC. But if you pay close attention, it goes back further. If you read the overview, the actual timeline starts 300,000 years ago for Egypt, and the timeline, whether it be 8,000 or 10,000 for Mesopotamia, it is unsure. But we know for sure that we have definite timelines for Egypt. And this is according to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Again, this is the museum's timeline. There are other timelines, other ways to determine who came first, Kemet or Sumer. So if you pay attention to the dates, they are generally simultaneous, but as you further read, you find out that the date for Egypt is much, much later, or much, much earlier. It began much earlier than the ones in Mesopotamia or Sumer. This is a timeline for the start of ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, coming from the British Museum. I want you to pay attention to the dates. As you can see, they give 8,000 years, 8,000 BC to Mesopotamia, but they have their earlier settlements starting at 6,000 BC. The timeline for ancient Egypt starts at 11,000 BC. This is a settlement date based on the British Museum. So You have the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and you have the British Museum. Again, this is the timeline from the Metropolitan Museum. And this is the timeline from the British Museum. Each one is different, but based on looking at these timelines, you can make the determination that ancient Egypt or Kemet predates Sumer. If we look at all three major online encyclopedia and academic references, we get a date around 3100 BCE. Encyclopedia Britannica gives 2900 BCE, but uniformly we have 3100 to 3150 BC. Wikipedia actually gives the Narmer Palette a date of 3200 BCE, so that would mean Wikipedia should give its start date the same date. Here's the same three for Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia gives its start date. All three major online encyclopedias give a start date 200 years later. So again, there's many ways to verify and determine based on academic sources and references on which one comes first. Again, Mesopotamia has a start date of 2900 BCE, and Kemet has a start date of 3150 to 3100 BCE. This is based on modern academia. This isn't based on Afrocentric studies, but anyway, based on modern and American academics, Kemet predates Sumer. Come on in, hit the like, share, and subscribe button if you just now joining. We are talking about the Kushite Kemetic origins of Canaan and Sumer. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Right now we're looking at the Terraneta tile. If you listen to me on open panels on YouTube, on other channels and platforms, you may have noticed me brought this up. I've brought this up from time to time. Again, this is the Terraneta tile. This is another artifact that verifies the origins of Kemet. This is a pre-dynastic artifact, even though it has a date of 3150 BC. If you do further research on it, you will find out that it is actually paying homage to an event that took place earlier than its date. Again, this is the Terraneta tile. I want everyone to pay attention to what the purpose of the Terraneta tile is in relationship with Kemet and Sumer and Canaan as well. If you don't already know about the Terraneta tile, it was discovered by Petrie, and he made his determination that it is linked to the Twa people and the people of ancient Sudan. Czech Antijote has mentioned this as well. It is on page 190 in the book called The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality. Again, this is the Terraneta tile. As you can see, the meaning of the Terraneta tile: Chief Terraneta, devoted to God of the fortress of the Anu in the heavens. Or I'm sorry, Inhuman. And it just so happens that Anu is the sky deity of Sumer and Akkad. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. We are diving deep into the Kushite Kemetic connection and origin of Canaan and Sumer. Here's a better close up of the terracotta tile on its museum academic webpage. And again, you have 3 different ways to verify the terracotta tile and Kemet's connection to Sumer and Canaan, Cush's connection to Sumer and Canaan. Multiple ways to verify it. So one thing that's obvious, and a lot of people try to ignore this, but I don't know why, but one thing that's obvious is that the early writing of any place got its influence from meta nature in some form or fashion. So right now what we are looking at is a image of hieroglyphics alongside cuneiform. This is meta nature being compared to early cuneiform. You can see the dates. You can see the comparison. I can zoom in. The comparison is too easy to verify, and it doesn't require you to wait on academics to tell you whether or not meta nature is responsible for early cuneiform. That is highly unnecessary, and I advise people to use their observation skills, their innate ability to observe, their natural ability to think for themselves, Do not wait on academia to tell you who is responsible for the peopling and civilizing of Sumer and Canaan. Very simple to see exactly who's responsible for what. So again, I'm just going to zoom in on the early meta-nature and then zoom in on the early cuneiform. You can look at the cuneiform diagram and you can see that star looks the same as the star pictorial in meta-nature. You can see that the same goes for a head. Ox, bird, fish. There are others, but you see the point, you get the point. One thing I like to focus on when I talk about Mesopotamia is definitely Canaan. Since Canaan was a sister civilization to Cush and Kemet, more of a daughter to Cush and a sister to Kemet, we know for a fact that Canaan was a black civilization. Definitely still mixed between black Africans from Kush and Afro-Dravidians, but nonetheless it was still black. These are early deities and divinations of Canaan, and you can definitely see the Kushite Kemetic influence, especially with the crown. So I will leave this up momentarily. Take screenshots, do whatever you need to do. This is yet another method to verify the origins of Canaan and Sumer. And as you can see, Rasa'a, better known as Rashid, who we just came to know. You have Rashid. But correctly, it is Rasa'a. And as you can see, Rasa'a or Rashid is the Canaanite equivalent of Asar. And you can definitely see that. It's not hard to tell. You don't need a scientist to publish a paper for you to see this. You don't need a symposium. You don't need a council. You don't need peer review. You can clearly see that Rasa'a is Asar based on the crown. You can see the jet black depiction. And you can see the Kushite Kemetic influence. Again, here's the crown. The crown of Upper Kemet is seen on Canaanite divinations. One thing I like to make note of is the fact that Canaan is always excluded from Mesopotamia, and rightfully so, because Mesopotamia is not an actual place. I will leave this up on the screen so you can get the point. Mesopotamia is actually a geopolitical title that the Greco-Romans came up with to lump together all the civilizations that were warring against Canaan and Kemet. This is why Mesopotamia includes Turkey, but not Canaan. And this needs to be known because this pulls back the veil, this pulls back the curtains on why Mesopotamia is so romanticized. One thing that I've noticed is when people do leave the Bible alone, they don't really leave the Bible alone because they become Mesopotamia centrist. There's Afrocentrics, there's Eurocentrics, and then there's Mesopotamia centrists. They're fence straddlers. They're straddling the fence, but still antagonizing Africa. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely do so. You can also donate. I put the QR code for my Cash App in the top corner of the screen. I'm going to give the opportunity for more people to come in. I'm going to start at the 40-minute mark. I'm going to pick it back up. Right now, I'm going to let the djembe drums play. Give more people the opportunity to come in. In the meanwhile, hit the like, share, subscribe button. And I will pick back up momentarily. The structure on the left is an 11th dynasty monument. The structure on the right is a 3rd dynasty monument. So let's put this all into proper perspective. By 2055, Kemet was in their 11th dynasty. In 2100, Sumer or was only on its 3rd dynasty. So again, we have more evidence that Kemet is older than Sumer. I want everybody to pay attention to the architectural comparison between the Temple of Mentuhotep II and the Ziggurat of As you can see, the structural similarities are apparent. Again, we don't need academia to let us know that these are similar, and we don't need academia to let us know that one came before the other. We know which one came before the other. Again, the layman will look at this and say, well, the Ziggurat of is older than the Temple of Mentuhotep. That's fine, but remember, look at the stage, pay attention, do your research. The Temple of Mentuhotep II is a 11th dynasty structure for Kemet, while the Ziggurat of is a 3rd dynasty structure for or Sumer. And the 3rd dynasty belongs to not Sumer, because Sumer is a city-state. Sumer had his kingdom form around but it did not become an empire. It had unified cities under the direction of Kush. I want everybody now to pay attention to the ivory carvings of Nimrud. Nimrud is an ancient city that is in Iraq. It is now modern day Iraq, but it was under the Assyrian Empire. But as you can see, these ivory carvings have something all too familiar with them. They look like they are actually not Assyrian. They look like they're from somewhere else. If you are a student of history or a student of Kemet and Kush, you should already know that Kemet's 25th dynasty was an expansionist dynasty. They were the ones to reestablish control of multiple regions in Lower Kemet. In doing so, they expanded up into Canaan. Canaan is also a vassal state of Kemet that covers Assyria. It would cover Assyria for quite some time. So in saying that, Assyria was a vassal state of Kemet and Canaan. And this is why you have Kushite Kemetic art in Assyria. Here is another example of an ivory carving that comes from Assyria. You can see the Kushite Kemetic influence. Here is another ivory carving. Take another look at the ivory carvings. These carvings are in wood. They date back to 744 BCE. They are contemporary with Kemet's 25th Kushite dynasty. I want to focus on Eshmunazar's sarcophagus. Eshmunazar the second sarcophagus. He was a Canaanite king. You can definitely see the Canaanite Kemetic influence on the sarcophagus. You can see the Kemetic inscription. This is a Canaanite Kemetic inscription. Canaanite Kemetic influence. Again, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I will be closing out shortly. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the live chat. If you are catching this after the live recording, feel free to leave them in the comments. My Cash App is in the QR code. If you don't have access to the QR code, it is on the bottom screen. Like, share, subscribe, donate. Again, this is Rasa'at, or Rasap, or Rashi. You can see the Kushite Kemetic influence. Here is the sarcophagus of Eshmunazar the second, Canaanite king. You can see the Kushite Kemetic influence, along with the Kemetic inspired Canaanite script. You can see the crown of Upper Kemet. All this can be verified. This shows the connection between El, Rashif, and Kemet. We're looking at common timelines for Kemet and Mesopotamia. This is the one from the British Museum. This is the one from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. This is the Terraneta tile that brings in the age of Anu, which then goes into Canaan and Sumer to become Anu, the sky deity in Mesopotamia. Again, the Terraneta tile brings in the age of Anu, which then goes on to reach Mesopotamia and become Anu, the deity of the sky. Here is 3 ways to verify that using the World Wide Web and check onto Jope's book. I'm going to be closing out momentarily. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. This is meta nature alongside early cuneiform. Here's a closer look at the meta nature. This is pre-dynastic meta nature. This is early cuneiform. You can see the similarities. You can see the Kushite Kemetic influence. I will be going live in the next few days. I don't have a topic yet, but I will go live again. So stay tuned. I hope you learned a lot. You now have ammo. If you didn't know the origins of Sumer and Canaan, you now have the knowledge. You are equipped with the proper knowledge to know who came first, what civilization came first, Kemet or Sumer. Like, share, subscribe, donate, and I will be shutting off as the djembe drums play. I will let the drums play out, and I will be signing off.